welcome to Moneylife. This is Sucheta Dalal. So where were you on Sunday afternoon? Were you watching the demolition of the Supertech Twin Towers? It was like watching the Twin Towers after the terror attack, right? And difference was there was no terror attack, so people were shouting and cheering, and we almost believed as though it was the Ram Leela and an effigy of Ravan was being burnt. Were you a part of that crowd? Actually, all of us were. And remember what happened? Just 9 seconds. That's all it took to bring down this massive 40-storied twin structure, which was like a monument of corruption, reduced in seconds to 80,000 tons of rubble. But getting here required a 9-year court battle, and a couple of years before that, for the residents of the Supertech Limited, who had bought into that property or that complex. It's not one single property of Twin Towers. It was a complex of 14 buildings called Supertech Emerald. They complained for 2 years before they gathered the courage and the resources to go to court, and then a 9-year battle. This battle ended with the Supreme Court order, almost exactly a year to the date when the buildings were demolished. Now, this wildly expensive, remember it was a controlled blast with several 3,700 tons of explosives. Costs a lot of money, created a lot of pollution, which also had to be managed. What does this signify? Has it sent such a strong message that you're never going to have this level of corruption again? You won't see this big 500 crore building coming down like this? I mean, think about the irony. India is a poor country. People are desperate for a house. They would do anything. And a wholly built up tower, luxury tower, is brought down because of corruption. It is sad. But are there any lessons learned? That is what this video blog is about today. Or are we just seeing the beginning of a series of such orders from the Supreme Court every few years, where the corrupt get away, somebody gets punished, and it is almost believed that if you're lucky, you can fix things, you get away. If not, well, bad luck, you get a bad bench. Yes, not good, bad bench from their perspective, because you will come tumbling down like Humpty Dumpty. This cannot be a system. This is wrong. Mere demolition itself doesn't make what is wrong correct. We may be happy, we may share videos by the millions, but this is not what we want in terms of our fight against corruption or our fight for our rights. From the perspective of the residents of Emerald Court, which is part of the Supertech complex, it's a great victory. I would be celebrating too if I was one of the people who fought for 9-10 long years and had these 2 towers coming up in what was a garden. So the story is that there were going to be 14 towers, not all that tall either. There was a patch of garden. This company went, possibly colluded with the Noida authority. They got that patch converted into an additional building, more floors for the other building, without so much as checking with the original residents to whom you had sold this with the brochure that says you have so much of open space. When they got to know of it, they complained, they went to the Noida authority, nothing happened. They finally went to court, fought a long battle. In 2014, the Allahabad High Court in fact ordered the demolition and the compensation and everything else. The Supreme Court in 2021 August actually has just upheld essentially or more or less the same order. The key part of it, the demolition, was the same. So this bench of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and M.R. Shah also ordered a 12% interest and refund of the money that had been paid by home buyers who needed and wanted to get out, and 2 crores to the Resident Welfare Association, which fought this battle. So their legal fees got covered. Now here's the funny part. Z News says that not everybody got their money, first of all. So there were about 711 residents there. 59 of them opted for a different scheme, and bad luck for them, they are stuck. The court has made some provision for them. They apparently need to get another 5.5 crore. The court has ordered that 1 crore be kept aside. But remember, in this time, August 21 was the demolition order. In March, Supertech declared bankruptcy, which means it has gone before the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which is the NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. A resolution professional has been appointed and it is going through the bankruptcy proceedings. This, in fact, has now made the damage far bigger than the Twin Towers. So, Twin Towers, 14 buildings, 1 complex, that's what you know. Now that it has declared bankruptcy, Supertech is a large company. It was set up in 1988. In 1995, it went public. It is a listed entity. It has hotels and buildings all over the world. So we're showing you a link to the company's website. Take a look at it. The website is a very smart website, continues as it is, except that at the top it says, now this is under a resolution professional. If you are owed any money or you're a home buyer, here's an application process, apply to them. Which means that even while these buildings are being demolished, thousands and thousands of people, not just from India, probably from around the world, contractors, others, home buyers, are going to be coming there saying, give us our due. The company couldn't pay 431 crore. That's why it has gone into bankruptcy. And this 2 stories being demolished alone says the promoter of this company, the discredited builder, the chairman of the group called R.K. Arora, he has told the media, I think the Economic Times, that the cost of this demolition to him was 500 crore. So the land, the permissions, the building of the buildings, and then even finally paying back the residents under the Supreme Court order, and another 20 crores for the structured and planned demolition. 500 crores gone down the drain, the whole company gone down the drain, more people standing in queue, begging before the bankruptcy court to say, where are our dues? The company is already saying we have no money. Does it not have any money? This is what I mean when I say, are there any lessons learnt? Because I just looked up Supertech in Limited in Zorba Corp, which is doing a Google search, and guess what you find? Now, Zorba Corp lists a whole bunch, 10, 12 companies at the exact same address as the Supertech headquarters, which are private companies, other companies in hotels, leisure, whatever else. Here's a list. So we have the link and we're showing you a list of the companies. Is money out there? Are they going to be trapped? Do they need to bring anything when the bankruptcy proceedings happen? We don't even know. It's early days. We are celebrating 1 demolition. And I'm saying, think, is that demolition really making a difference? So there are 9 other companies of Supertech. Bottom line, I don't know whether the Arora family has enough of money and will get away comfortably even after this company is bankrupt, and whether homeowners who put their trust in dozens of their projects all over India and abroad are going to get anything back at all, right? Now, here's the list of the companies that we are showing you, and take a look, read carefully, and you'll see one thing in common on one hand, which is the exact same address for all of them. Any lessons learned? Like I said, I don't know. What I know is that just demolishing 2 buildings does not create a deterrent, because the Supreme Court has stopped at punishing the builder, stopped with these 2 towers, and it created a spectacle. It's much talked about, it's all over the media, and yes, it spawned a million videos, but nothing is going to change about corruption in the real estate industry or how it is financed, because the key players who enable this, who collude, they have not been punished. Who are they? The government and municipal officers of the Noida authority and the bankers. For 10 years, when residents were fighting and saying things are illegal, what did the lenders do? They're all going to come before the bankruptcy court and say, we are first in queue, we are secured lenders. Because again, when you look at Zorba Corp, these days it lists all the charges and borrowings by a company. And we're going to show you another chart which has this long list, and it'll show you all the top banks, private sector as well as public sector. I want to know, Did they open their mouth? Did they say anything when all this was happening? Or did they watch thinking, this powerful builder is going to be able to fix things? Who knows how he'll do it? But nobody would want to fell a building that's so big, because it's too big to fell, right? F-E-L-L, yes. Now, let's look at the history of demolitions. Is this the first time? No. You have Pratibha in Bombay, which is nearly 40 years old. The top 8 floors had to be demolished. It was done, but the building was creaky. They didn't know how to divide it. Finally, in 2019, the entire building was demolished. Then you had the Campacola compound issue in Worli, where finally, because the people who bought the flats were not the guilty ones, they're not the ones who broke the law, the Supreme Court, in spite of ordering demolition, after much drama, crying, hysteria, there was a compromise and people got away. In fact, a lot of others were regularized. And again, the lesson learned was, don't worry, the Supreme Court also will have to go soft, because nobody is going to demolish this. Things changed in 2020 because 4 buildings were demolished in Kerala at Kochi because they flouted coastal regulations. And that was a similar kind of planned demolition. Didn't make as much of news, was not primetime TV, did not have crowds watching it like the Delhi one. But that happened just in 2020. So 2 years later, we have this. There are others in the queue. There is a building in Bombay called Adarsh Housing Society, which was built on Navy land, where politicians and bureaucrats gave false documents to take away this building, to buy flats in this building, which was on Navy land. The Supreme Court has stayed the demolition. There was a demolition order in 2016. They've asked the Navy to take charge. I don't know whether good sense will prevail, whether we'll destroy that building or we will allow the Navy to house their people and convert it into Navy quarters. I hope that gets done, and I hope senior Navy officers get very fancy luxury apartments at Adarsh. That is next in the queue. In fact, when this building was coming down, everybody who mattered in Mumbai's real estate wondered, is Adarsh next or does Adarsh go to the Navy? My bigger issue is corruption of the Noida authority, the people who steal the land. Even in Adarsh, it is government, politicians and bureaucrats who enabled it. Even in Supertech, it is government officials. The Supreme Court order doesn't even go into it. So the Supreme Court says, and I'm reading, the record of this case is replete with instances which highlight the collusion between the officers of Noida with the appellant and its management, appellant being Supertech's management. It then says the case has revealed a nefarious complicity of the planning authority in the violation by the developer of the provisions of law. Okay, then what about punishing them? Nothing in the order about punishing and even identifying the specific people who colluded and ensuring that they're out of a job and in jail. You destroy 500 crores of property, there have to be consequences to the people who allowed it. It does not happen. My bigger grouse as a business journalist is also lenders and financiers, because they enter into 3 tripartite deals. They know innocent homeowners are involved. They remain mute spectators. They have a charge on the asset. They watch and they wait for the builder to fix things. And they will not open their mouth. They have been silent. And some of them have had the temerity to go to the media and say, how are we to know that permissions are not okay? Hello, that may have been true in 2009 or earlier. But the day the residents pointed out, they wrote to you, they wrote to the Noida authorities of all the illegality. The day they went to court, any prudent lender should have protected himself, saying, no more money. Let this get resolved. Show us who's right. You cannot just simply say that you're going to believe a builder. India is a graveyard of large companies that have defaulted in the real estate sector and left tens of thousands of homeowners who have paid money for their flats without an apartment. So no financier or banker can say, we didn't know, we didn't think, not for a year or two, for 10 years. 10 or 11 years we watched quietly, and now we will go to the bankruptcy court. We will say we are secured lenders. We will want to be on the committee of creditors, and we will say the maximum money should come to us, not to the homeowners. This pathetic drama is being played out over and over again. The Supreme Court has been nice enough to protect somewhat the home buyers, but believe me, there are going to be losses. There is no money in Supertech, and all the people who put in claims is not enough money to pay all of them. There will have to be losses. In fact, this is going to be the state of affairs of many buildings which are pre-2016. In 2016, you had the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act, which is called RERA. Things have changed after that. There is transparency in terms of permissions, plans. You can check what you're getting into a lot better. But in India, cases go on for 20 years. The ones who have gone bankrupt, the Diwan Housing or HDIL, all of them are pre-2016 buildings which are coming up. Even DS Kulkarni in Pune, it's not going to be under RERA. These are all, most of them are pre-RERA, slowly winding their way through bankruptcy to the Supreme Court, and then we don't know whether the homeowners who paid for buildings and never got it are going to get anything. So what is the bottom line here? Unless the courts ensure that demolition is not the answer, it is a 1 day, 9-second feel good. After that, the courts have to ensure that those who had a fiduciary responsibility, which is the lenders, and those who had a regulatory responsibility, which is the government and municipal officers, are made to pay a price. Otherwise, even tightening RERA to any extent won't happen. In fact, right now in Mumbai, a senior real estate person tells me that in one case, commissioner has sanctioned 30 cases which are fairly dodgy and retired. Now, there are going to be no consequences. You don't dig it out. This will continue, and we are going to have the irony of demolitions of expensive buildings every few years, while people who pay good money for that one flat they want, the roof over their head, for which they save for a lifetime, are going to be left high and dry and have their money disappeared. This cannot go on. If it happens, the next time there's a demolition this size, you're not going to have a carnival environment. You might have a law and order situation. Things have to be fixed, and we need to demand that they are fixed. If you agree with what I say, please share this video. Let's make change happen. Subscribe to Moneylife. Thank you.